for today, we are going to talk about, let me just share my screen. All right, so very interesting actually. Is India coming back as a world superpower? Okay, so you expect that we will be talking a lot about economy and GDP. Okay, from the great lockdown, I don't know with your countries, but we are having a really great lockdown here. We've had a year or more than a year of a lockdown. Okay, so from a great lockdown to the great rebound, it's going to be a make or break for a lot of economies within the next years. All right. So it's important for business and government as well to project what really the economy would be in the future. Right. However, it is foreseen that we would be experiencing differences in growth and, of course, different scenarios of GDP and economy for the next years to come, even at the present, because of the crisis that we have. All right. However, let's look into your projections later on of India and other countries as well. But for now, let's go to our first activity. Okay. I wonder if we are complete now. Are we? Oh, okay. All right. So anyway, for your first group task, you have here some countries: UK, Germany, France, USA, Japan, China, India, Italy, Russia, and Turkey. What you need to do is to just guess. Okay, very easy. Just guess. Okay, I'm saying that with a very gentle voice. So anyway, just guess the ranking. Which do you think would be the top one, two, and three since year 1000, okay, to 1500, 1700, and 1989. You may repeat countries. Okay, some countries might be repeated here, even if this is the list that we have given you. Okay, so with your groups, kindly make an intelligent guess. Okay, I added intelligent guess. Okay, and try to look into what would be the top three economies in terms of GDP and PPP, okay, for the following past years. All right. Teacher Grace, is the grouping okay now?
Yes, it is.
Yes. Okay. So that would be task number one. Again, just guess and discuss with your group mates. Okay. No need to prepare your explanations. We'll just show later on. All right. Teacher Grace, you may open the breakout rooms now.
Ideas?
I think USA might come in the top three.
Okay, so USA. Why is that, Raksha?
Since I've been looking into their GDP since many years, I think their GDP is more compared to other countries.
Okay, all right. So USA. So you think number one is USA. Does everybody agree? Ada, Miss Fumi, Megana, do you agree with Raksha?
Yes, ma'am.
In
Okay.
my opinion, I had learned about history,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
but I think in the 10, but in the
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
1500, maybe
In the
friend
1500s.
or friend or Italy in the
Oh,
one, the number one.
okay. All
In
right.
the
Okay.
recent days, like in 1989, it is USA. I don't know about the previous years.
Yes, that's true. So we have to be, or we have to try to check, right? Okay, maybe do and type a little bit of research about it, right? So let's start. Okay, so since 1, 2, 3, 4, you are four in the group. Maybe try to do per year, right? Okay, let's start with top one. Miss Fumi, maybe you can research on the year 1000. Which do you think is number one? Okay,
Num-
all right. So Megana, check 1500s. Who do you think is number one? Adam 1700s, and Raksha 1918. Raksha said USA. Okay, if you maybe you can write your own guesses here in the table since all of us have access to this. Okay, so Megana, China. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Which do you think is your number two, Megana? Okay, Adam.
Okay, welcome back to the main room from your first task. Oh, so, all right. So let me just share the guesses or the predictions of each and every group. Okay, to save time, it's okay. You don't need to justify your guesses. So this would be for group one. Okay, we have teacher Grace. Maybe you can present the ranking.
Okay, all right. So as you can see in the this one, right? I asked everybody in the group to think or guess which do they think is number one. So for the year 1000s to 1500s, they have the same answer, which is China, because according to Miss Fumi, right, when she was studying, they studied about China having a big contribution in the
Okay.
economy.
All
So,
right.
You are looking classy, man. Oh, is
she
it?
says,
Oh, thanks much, bro.
Oh,
I appreciate it.
kindly
Yun,
kindly
sa
mute
please
tagal
and
natin
mute,
dyan.
mute.
guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Teacher Grace, sorry to interrupt you. Don't give their reasons, okay? Because they
Okay.
might. Okay. Okay.
All
Just
right. So, yeah, that's it. Okay. So, these are the countries in the year 1000: China, Italy, India. In the 1500s, it's China, India, France. 1700, France, UK, Russia. And 1989, they think it's USA, Japan, and China. So
okay. All
that's it.
right. So thank you. We see China twice on top and then once on the third spot. All right. For group two, okay, we have teacher Frances. Can you just give us a rundown?
Okay, so for my group, they have India as number one for the year 1000, 1500, and 1700. Then you have in the year 1000, you have India, China, UK. Then 1500, India, UK, Japan. 1700, India, China, UK, and 1989, USA, Japan, and UK. That's
Oh,
it.
all right. Oh, so I see India a lot of times, China twice, UK four times, and Japan,
Yeah.
but USA once, but on top. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
One time, big time. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, group two. Okay. And group three, teacher Jen, just
Okay, so for group three, this is their fine. This is what they have agreed. For 1000s, we've got India, and repeatedly, India was part of the top three, 1500s, 1700s, just not in 1989. China was also chosen from 1000s, 1500s, and 1989. Same with group two. It's one time, big time for USA only in 1989, and we've got Russia too.
okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, teachers. Yeah, just to very briefly look into your guesses. Okay. Anyway, let's go back to my screen. Let me reveal to you the okay. All right, the answers. However, I think it was accidentally placed in your slide, so maybe some of you were able to to see the results beforehand. Okay, yeah. So we have India was leading year 1000, then you have China for 1500s, India again for the 1700s, and yeah, one time big time for USA in 1989. Okay, that's why we will look if India would be regaining its top spot again for the next few years. Okay. All right. So let's look into the graph here. If you were able to look into your slides, maybe some of you were able to look into this figure. Okay. And let me just maybe call on some students to give their opinions or observations. Okay. Maybe just three. Okay. Raksha, I can see you from my screen. Would you please give us your observation very quickly?
Yeah, sure. So, while seeing from 1 to 1000, we can see that India takes a greater share in the world GDP. And
Mhm.
after that, probably as we were under the British, all our resources went down, and we can also see that China and India were having very large share in the world GDP before, and coming after 1850s, it got reduced, and currently we are having a very less percentage of the whole world GDP. China is more, and the United States has risen from the 1900s.
Yes.
So that is what we can see.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone. All right. So, very quickly, I think the first thing I would notice looking into this would be that China seems to have a pretty stable graph compared to the others, right? You'll see crooked and curved graphs for other countries, but China seems to be holding up. Okay, it's pretty stable. All right, but I'll leave the interpretations, of course, to the expertise of Dr. Shruti later on. However, okay, reserve your ideas, reserve your projections, and let's go to the next activity for your group. Okay, so we have here, all right, so research the 10 biggest GDPs. So task 1, just check the 10 biggest GDP countries in 1990, 2010, and 2019. All right, so you have here the assignment: Group 1, 1990, Group 2, 2010, and Group 3, 2019. Okay, so how will you do that? Just go to the link. Okay, and if you are assigned with 1990, just click on this button right here, and it would give you the order. Okay, so just provide us with the top 10 plus their GDP rating. Okay, all right, and of course for the others, just click the tab here. Okay, be careful. We are looking at this table right here, GDP in current prices, not this one. Okay, so the first table, please. Okay, so kindly take note of that. However, the instructions are in your slide. Second task would be, okay, so please continue looking into this website. Okay, go to this link. This is the second task. Anyway, I see a lot of confused faces. Your facilitators are there in your groups later on to help you. Okay, so you have 2 tasks for this breakout session. So the first one I showed you a while ago, and this one right here. Go to this link. All right, and then look for the graph. Okay, go lower. I hope I am giving the correct graph here. Okay, this one. All right, so look for this graph, GDP per capita, 1 to 2016, okay? And then very carefully move the cursor to, okay, move this cursor to give you the timeline. Let's say 1800s to 2016, okay? Yes, and then, okay, add a country, and you may remove all of those and select the countries assigned to you. Okay, for example, we have, let me randomly select. Okay, let's say these are the countries assigned to you. Okay, and then it would generate a graph. All right. Okay, and then when you already have the graph of the countries assigned to you, just observe. Okay, how does the graph look like for you, and what would be your interpretations? After which, kindly provide us with your findings or observations as a group. All right?
Okay, we have, I guess.
Is that from 1800 already?
One
18.
second, ma'am.
Oops. Oops.
Almost.
Oops.
Almost. Yeah.
there. Let
Yeah.
it start there. Okay, there. Okay. Okay, play it so we can watch. Where are the other countries?
Okay, I guess we have selected
Maybe
only one country.
no data. Oh, eh?
But
Oh,
they
you
were
have to click.
there.
Oh, yeah.
Play it again.
So 1800.
Why is the demographics being changed?
Well,
Okay. What's wrong here?
What
well,
happened?
There at bottom, just click on the map.
Click on the map,
click on the map.
not the chart. Click the map. Okay,
Hello.
maybe go back
No,
to
it's
chart.
not.
Oh,
Oops.
wait.
I just reload the page.
What? Reload. Okay, reload it, reload it.
Okay.
Oh, we got other countries.
Oh,
Unselect all of them. Okay, do it again.
Yeah,
India,
Japan,
Japan, Germany,
United.
United. Two Uniteds.
Yeah, Germany. Then that's it, I guess.
China.
China,
China.
China. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Go back. And then 1800. Go to 1800.
Oh,
Oops. Oops. Okay.
good.
And then just play.
yeah. It's playing. Okay, it got ended. I guess that's
Okay.
it.
What did you observe about that? And if we have to repeat, if you want to see it again, just tell Achal.
I'm repeating it anyways.
Okay.
Acha, slowly, please.
Is there a
Okay, when
slow
it's
motion?
If you
automated.
can do it. If you can
There's
do
no
it.
slow motion for it.
Hard to
Okay,
catch
I
up.
can't download it. Like I can't download it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
No, if
Okay.
you want to slow it down, I can show it in one more software.
Never mind. Let us now go to your observations. So discussion. What did you read from research 1 and 2? What are your thoughts about it? And as teacher Trish said, you can check tables, the tables that the other groups did to check the economy in 1990, then our table, and then in 2019, which is still vacant. Oh no, I don't know what's happening with this table. So, and then
I
that,
have a question.
yes.
The term GDP, actual GDP was termed in somewhere around 1940s, 1945, somewhere there, ma'am. How can
Okay.
we calculate the GDP of 1800? Even, yeah, it's a point, right? Because
That's a good point.
the term GDP was also was not there, and I guess there was no one to count the total income of income of the country. Like there's no system for a there was no proper system, right? How can we
I'll
just
Google.
We can
Shall
ask Sir.
I will kick you
Yeah.
from the Zoom meeting.
But he's asking a
Just
good
kidding.
point. Yeah.
Yes, actually, very good question.
and I would say that actually this point strike me when we were discussing of the GDP of 1000. I guess people never knew that there was something called economy during thousands. Yeah, they just live their life. Then how can we predict that, right? This cannot be statistics.
What
Ah,
I think is,
You can't just predict those things,
no,
right? Those are restricted. Those cannot be predicted because few of the uh, internal things of the country also matter to the GDP. And how can we just predict it?
actually, Professor Kawazoe earlier mentioned at that time there was no India. or that or
Okay, when
he said
India
that it
was
was
no.
He said that, and he also mentioned that at that time it was only Japan that was actually a country already. So that's what he mentioned earlier.
Yeah,
So
then how can we just
let's just take it for what it is now. You can ask that question later in the main room. Okay.
Yes, yes. Let's
yeah,
let's raise that question to Prof. Shruti later or Kawazoe Sensei because that is
Yes.
Kawazoe Sensei's generation. Okay. No, very good question, Achan.
Okay, let's go to the discussion now. Yeah. For the meantime, from what you have seen in the data given that you are questioning, so what did you read from this research, from what we did with the tables and what we saw, how fast the graph was changing, and yeah, from the year 1800 to 2016? Any thoughts?
In the beginning of 1800, we could see that UK was on the top. I
Mhm.
guess it was the time when British rule got started.
The what started?
British started ruling across the world.
Back to the main room. I guess you had really fun discussions. Uh, the other group a while ago is already talking about lunch. Okay, and I'm guessing group 3 really had an intense discussion as well, and group 1 also. Okay, so let's have group 1 first to present their, maybe teacher present the first activity first. Okay,
Okay. Okay. So
then
this
let's
one.
have the second findings later. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So, for our group, the 10 biggest economy in 1990. Okay. So for the enumeration, maybe let's just have Raksha for this one. Raksha.
Yeah, sure. So United States is in the first place, and Japan is the second. Germany is in the third. France is in the fourth place. Followed by United Kingdom, Italy, Canada, Islamic Republic of Iran, and then Spain and Brazil.
Okay. So any comments about this, right? So as we all know, in 1990, United States is in number one with regards to other, in the next few years that we're gonna talk about. Okay. So Trish, should we share our findings or?
Later on with your second graph, maybe. Let's go over with the other tables first.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. So
Okay.
that's it for us.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Let's have group 2.
Okay. Okay. So if now we'll be doing group 2, I'll share my screen. All right, Ifna.
Yeah. We were assigned with year 2010. So by the analysis, we got to see that United States is in the top, then China, Japan, Germany, France, United Kingdom, Brazil, Italy, India, and Russia. And even we made several analysis by seeing that by looking into that graph, we saw that the United States richness was keep on increasing, and even China, since China has a high productivity, share market, and stock prices, in it is in the top two. Even coming to Japan, the even Japan productivity is since there is bit low in the productivity, still it maintains or it is stabilized to keep their GDP in to maintain their GDP bit in the constant. And we can see in the 10th position it is Russia. That's it.
All right. Thank you, Ifna. That's all, Teacher Trish.
Okay. Teacher Jen, for group 3, you can briefly present the table, very briefly. Okay. I understand somebody prepared for that. And then you can continue with the findings. Okay.
Okay, so for group 3, yes, should I ask Pia Porn to read?
Sure. Yes.
Okay,
Very
Pia
quickly.
Porn.
Okay.
Yes, just show them or read to them the table. Thank you.
The 10 biggest economy in 2019. One, the first, United States. Second, China. Third, Japan, Germany, India, United Kingdom, France, Italy, Brazil, and Canada. From 2010, 2010 and to 2019, India is go up in GDP.
Okay, so that's all for our group, Teacher Trish. Thank you,
Yes.
Piaporn.
You may continue to the next one, teacher.
All right, so for group three's findings on the how India improved, we have Chinmay. Okay, Chinmay, please speak a little louder. Thank you.
When we looked into the India's economic growth throughout the year 1990 to 2019, we see a very constant growth rate in Indian economic growth, and also after 1947, India had initiated some 5-year plans from 1950, where each plan among them was concentrating some particular it had got some aim, and it was striving towards getting improved in that field. And also while considering GDP per capita, it remained constant throughout next 20 years. And this 5-year plan also concentrated on economic liberalization. Industrial policy in 1991, it played a very important role by liberalizing, privatizing, and globalizing Indian trade sector. This was named as LPG policy, and also this aimed towards the reduction on tax, that is tariff, and also there was some reduction, and also there was no tariff on foreign trades. This was because they aim to improve foreign trades, since in India there was many restrictions on foreign trade policy, foreign trades. So to encourage the foreign trades, this was made, and also there was abolition of restricted trade policies, as I mentioned before. And this, after LPG policy was taken care, the growth of GDP, it just shot up to as high as 8% per annum. And again, we see very constant growth rate. And also this abolition of restricted trade practices, it was we got to know that Foreign Exchange Rate Act was also converted to Foreign Exchange Management Act. This contributed very high to India's economy, and this also gave freedom for expansion and production of industries from other countries. Thank you.
All right, very well said, Chinmay. Thank you, Teacher Trish. That's all for group three.
Okay, thank you. So I just highlighted some factors that contributed to your economic growth. You have independence, 5-year plans, which was more focused on economic liberalization. Okay, so it's really important that we have an educated government which focuses on economic
Excuse me, I would
growth.
like to add another
Okay.
point.
Yes,
Indian
yes.
agriculture also, it was a key contributor for the economic growth story. I forgot to mention that.
No, till today, India's agriculture is the main thing for the economy of country.
Okay, thank you, Achal. Thank you, Chinmay. All right, yeah. And then globalizing Indian trade was also mentioned, and reduction of tariffs. Okay, thank you. Thank you, group 3. Let's have group 2 for
Okay.
Japan, right? Okay.
Yes, just a second. I'll share my screen. Wait a second. All right. Okay, so for group 2, Ami and Fumitake will first share their views about what happened in the Japanese economy that we have observed especially in the graph. So, Ami, can you share your view first?
Yes, he observes Japan lost was World War II, so Japan's GDP is reducing, but Japan experienced quickly high economic growth quickly because USA assisted Japan's economically. So Japan was high economic growth quickly.
Okay, thank you, Ami. And Fumitake, please share your view.
Yeah. Japan has undergone rapid economic development since the 1964 Tokyo Olympic. And because Tokyo Olympics, many shops were open and the transportation network was developed since Tokyo Olympic. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing your views, Ami and Fumitake. And so Achal will summarize everything about mostly Japan and India.
I
Okay.
knew it. Okay.
Yeah. So I would say that Japan was troubled by US, and to compensate that, US helped Japan just to cover up the flaws done by the US. So yeah, Japan had a very good education system, so they could come up with many production units, research units, which earned a greater economy to them. So when it comes to India, I would say that yeah, India is something which is really vast. We can't just cover it with a few time, since time is very important in this study interact thing going on. So yeah.